Confidence is key.
It's the same thing like public speaking, right? Like you might be a little shy to talk in front of a group of people, but if you do it one time, you're very shy. The next time you turn around and do it again, you're just like, oh, I have the expectations of what this feels like. I'm not as shy.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah, confidence is very important. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I could say that as an introverts, it's hard to kind of like break out of that shell to basically kind of express your interest, whether it's someone who has something that you're looking for, or basically someone of interest that you find attractive. It's hard to basically kind of like break that barrier of communication. But I think that like Javier said, it's confidence. Sometimes you gotta walk into it with confidence, and then you just have to, see how it goes.
Yep.
And basically, the worst thing that people could say is no, and or they're just not interested in what you're selling or what you're buying. So it's a lot, but I think that the more you do it, the more consistent you are, the better it will be for you to just kind of like be second nature to it. 'Cause I think consistency and confidence are the two things that I feel like anyone who's an introvert that wants to get out of their comfort zone, that want to go out and basically meet people and basically start networking and make a community out of what you have. Start by meet talking to people, start communicating.
100%.
So, I don't know, cause basically we're extroverts, so I feel like I was an introvert transitioned to extrovert, but you were already extrovert.
Okay, hold on. Let's stop right there. You just said something. You're introverted. Now you've become extroverted.
Yeah.
Okay, for somebody who's went through the whole process of being an introvert and now has become an extrovert, what has changed? How did you change? What steps did you take to become that extrovert? Because you're gonna know best.
I say that for my first time when I was an introvert, I feel like it was just like I had to ask myself, what is my strengths and what are my weaknesses? So a lot of my weaknesses, probably when I was like in high school, freshman year, I was, very quiet. I didn't like to talk to people because I feel like I had anything interesting to say. But there's only certain people that I would talk to that once they get to know me, they know that basically that I'm a nice human being, good person, very intelligent, and people just need to get to know me a little bit more to kind of understand who I am. But for me to get out of that barrier of having people get to know me versus, all right, I'm just gonna introduce myself, make myself an introduction, I had to tell myself, okay, you know, not think of it in another perspective. If someone walked up to you, how would you feel? Or if you are also walking up to someone, how would you feel? You have to think about yourself, like, yeah, I'm gonna feel, embarrassed because I don't know what to say. And sometimes embarrassment maybe I don't want to think of it as embarrassment. I don't think of it as just like there's certain places or certain times where it's like it's not the right place to talk, and you feel embarrassed, or you just feel ashamed because you feel like what, I don't know how to, talk in certain situations. So I just practice and I be commit and I just walk around, just talk to new people, just try to just start building conversation. And as I continue to learn how to improve my speaking and learn how to improve on talking, the communication just comes with it, and it allows me to communicate with a variety of different people, and they can understand what I'm saying and understand my thought process. So for anyone who's an introvert, you have to find your strengths and weaknesses, and then just be consistent. And like I said, the worst thing they can say is no. So if you are scared of rejection, just think about it. Just like, hey, they're not interested, and they just don't want, or they're just not at the right time, at the right place. They're not interested. Just move on. So move on if you feel like there's something that's holding you back.
Nice. Okay. And how did you feel when you were actually, when you're an introvert? What were the feelings you felt when you would go to like a network or maybe a friend's house or in a public place where there were strangers you didn't know? It could be even a basketball court. It could be
any public area. So
right.
it don't matter what public area it was. If it's like I was supposed to be at this location and I don't know anybody that was there, if I had no clue, I would kind of be like building my. I'll be like in a little corner. I'll be in a corner. I'll just kind of just not mind my own business because as an introvert, I was scared to talk. So I was just mostly just focused on just myself and just focused on just being at the event and just showing up and just showing out, not caring about the opportunities that come within the events. And so I missed a lot of opportunities that I didn't know about, and I just been kind of like isolating myself, and people can see that too. The one thing that people can see is body language and emotion. So when people see me in a state where I'm by myself or I'm alone, some people assume that it's a personal problem that they don't want to talk to, or that you're isolating yourself so that you don't want people to talk to you, or you don't want people to walk up to you. So I had a lot of those, and it kind of definitely change the vibe when you're in the room, because basically when you're kind of like that one person, or you're around like that, or you're that one person that kind of like stands away from the crowd, you can't people can see that. And then that's when people start to question, and people either gonna walk up and talk to you, or they're just gonna talk behind your back.
Got it. Okay.
But I tried my hardest not to. But as I, evolve, and as I, progress and move forward, I had to learn basically that sometimes I gotta walk up in there and talk. Sometimes you gotta be the one that kind of like sets the tone in the room.
Right.
And once you set the tone in the room, then you can change how it flows. So I like the fact that when you're an extrovert and you like to talk and you like to express yourself, you can change the tone in the room.